Hello and welcome to India Today. I am Sanjay Ponappa.
And this is Maruti Acharya, and we just completed watching the film Thug Life in Lakshmi Cinemas, Hosur. We are from Bangalore, but you know what is the situation, so we travelled all the way close to 40-45 kilometers to watch the film. The public reaction is out on the channel, do check it out. Before getting into the details, Sanjay, your one-liner about the film.
So the second half is not really good. The first half is much better than the second half, and based on the kind of expectations, the controversy surrounding it didn't help, because in a way that was only building more expectations for the film.
Correct.
The kind of confidence that the team were oozing, not really satisfied with the film.
So my one line of the film would be the most anticipated combination of Mani Ratnam and Kamal Haasan after a very long time, giving a gangster drama like Nayagan. Thug Life, there is no life in Thug Life. There's too much of thug talking. Everybody is saying that they are thugs, but we don't get to see anything. And all the character arcs. I personally am a hardcore Mani Ratnam fan, but I'm sad to say that a lot to unravel. It can't be explained
Just
in one line. The reviews
yeah.
want you also to chime in and share your opinions as well.
Things that worked as Mani Ratnam for me.
Okay.
So in the film you could actually make out where places it is totally Mani Ratnam, and you know, the beauty, the frame,
Correct.
the music, the emotional quotient, all of that you can make out where that is, you know, at the strongest, and
Correct.
where that is faltering, giving into the commercialities, or you know, catering to a hero or the fan service or
Correct.
something or the other. There could be 100 different reasons why it was diluted, but the best part about the film is wherever Mani Ratnam is shining.
First positive thing that I really enjoyed in the film is exactly what Sanjay mentioned, Mani Ratnam. Because again, I don't want to get into the details of who took over what, because Kamal Haasan is Kamal Haasan and then there is Mani Ratnam, but there are some scenes. Without giving much spoilers, there's a conversation scene between Nasser, STR and Kamal Haasan in a room.
Yeah.
In a jail, in a room, in a hospital. There is a very intense discussion between Kamal Haasan and STR in a very emotional moment. So these kind of moments, right, it will definitely give you a feeling that even till today, Mani sir is still relevant. The juice is
the
still there.
cinematic
It
moment
is
of that
on.
scene. It's
Exactly.
claustrophobic. It brings the feel of claustrophobia. It's also funny here and there.
Exactly.
It's also serious all of a sudden.
That is the
You
beauty
can-
of his
yeah,
treatment.
Yeah.
He doesn't treat it very orthodox. You know, there is that quirkiness, there's that element of Mani Ratnam in it, which was spilled through. But I personally feel like there are a lot of elements in the film which actually, towards the negative side, are mostly the traits which you usually see in a Kamal Haasan helmed films.
Right.
So I think Kamal Haasan's creativity took over Mani Ratnam's creativity is what I felt. Those
Sure,
moments
that,
really
that,
shined.
That assumption is justified,
Yeah.
because it was, you know, it kind of felt like there was the film was struggling to either be a Mani Ratnam film or a Kamal Haasan film.
Exactly.
In the first half, in many places, you can actually make out that it is a Mani Ratnam film, but you know, there was a point while we were
Correct.
watching the film where I asked you, who
Yeah.
is the director in the second half?
Right.
Because there is a total contrast between the. Unfortunately, the story as well doesn't really add a lot of depth to it, because it feels like, again, here the idea was there, and then that was built into a story and what might happen,
Correct.
happen. It didn't really feel like there was an organic story throughout. There is random gangsters, random rivalries just popping up here and there.
Irrespective of all these things, there's another strong quality in the film, which is Ravi K. Chandran's cinematography. Let me tell you, every frame looks beautiful. First of all, if it is Mani Ratnam movie, we are expecting a visual spectacle, but trust me, the whole first half, majority of the portions in the first half were shot by anamorphic lens, if I'm not wrong, and the second half is by spherical. To show the shift in the themes, you know, the bright colors in the first half, and how, so cinematically, thematically, there's a lot of pad up and background
Right.
given to elevate the whole experience. And the effort of each and every technician, including A.R. Rahman's music, is very evident that they understood the assignment, but somewhere the main people who were handling it kind of diluted the whole essence.
We had to change locations because of some technical difficulties. But getting back to my point,
Yes.
I wasn't really a big time fan rooting and all of that. I went into this film as a fan of cinema. It is a
Correct.
Mani Ratnam film at the end of the day, and it comes with certain expectations. As soon as the second half starts, it's just a disconnect, because just the way the second half starts itself
Correct.
is like, you know, there was a moment where we are like,
Yeah. Yeah, but if you are a Kamal Haasan fan, definitely his performance was really, really good. Same goes with STR. Again, I can't say the same for Trisha because her performance was good, but character has a lot of problems in writing again. that needs a separate video altogether about Trisha and the way the character
Not
is written.
just Trisha, in my opinion. All
All
them.
the characters, yeah, Abhirami character, they did their fair share in terms of acting and elevating the story,
Yeah.
but their characters were not flushed out. I think which is the major problem, not handling the characters well, because the story is so. For example, there is 3-act structure, 5-act structure. There are different structures, right? So what you do is there are highlight points where scenes switch to one mode to another mode, different emotion, and the filler between point to point are the scenes which build up, which give more character arcs, which give more emotion. But with Thug Life, the major problem is that it feels like a rush of all the important scenes, because of which you don't feel connected to any character. There are no motivations clearly defined. You understand it, you don't understand even one motive of what is happening. So by the end, when there is this big fight happening, you don't feel emotionally connected.
That is the climactic fight.
Exactly.
It should lead up to that.
That's
The trailer-
second half entirely is the
Yeah,
consequences.
the trailer is somehow, pitting
Yeah.
these two stars against each other,
Correct.
and this young one versus this veteran lion.
Correct.
It's something like that, but you don't really feel it. And also, I felt like the whole conflict arises because of miscommunication.
Yeah.
It could have been solved by having 2 sentences of a conversation.
Yeah.
And I didn't feel like the stakes were so high.
Correct.
As high as the film was pitching it to be, just because they refused to speak with each other
Yeah.
or something like that. To have a whole film with all the conflicts, to have a whole second half, I felt like it was childish. It's
Yeah.
also a problem in today's generation, miscommunication. Go communication.
Again, if you do it well, even small point, because with these gangsters, big people, right? Small egos, one small thing can trigger. Again, not to compare both the films, but if you take Pushpa, The Rule as example, especially the first half is all about saying sorry. Again, bringing that example for Thug Life, sorry, Kamal Haasan, no pun intended. If just that one sorry, the way they have built up the whole story around it. So it's not that it is not doable. It might sound silly, but it is on the director and writer's team
Right.
to build it to that level. So that's the whole point where Thug Life, I personally feel fell
Yeah,
flat.
it didn't really cook well. So
Exactly.
any important aspect of a well-cooked food, a delicious delicacy is that
Yeah.
it's not just, I'm a non-vegetarian, so if it's something like a mutton, it's not just about the meat, but it is about how cooked it is, how many whistles with the cooker,
Correct.
what all ingredients you added, what is the spices you're adding, how it is going to be a nice juicy
Correct.
piece of meat. That is what it is all about. But here it felt like there weren't enough visuals, there weren't enough masala, there wasn't enough of the other ingredients. The ograne, what is
Tadka.
tadka wasn't good enough. It's just bland, which is why it is not good.
Again, we usually, we don't be harsh to any film, but we had a lot of expectations with the film, irrespective of the expectations also. In general, with the trailer, with the promotional material, Thug
With the
Life.
confidence of the cast
Exactly.
towards promotional campaign.
Yeah, we personally feel Thug Life is an underwhelming product. If you watch the movie and if you have a different opinion, please do mention that in the comments below. And for more such reviews, reactions, do like, share, and subscribe.
Also, if you watched the trailer and you felt like, okay, this is something I want to watch, or if you're a Kamal Haasan fan, or if you're a Simbu
STR
STR fan, do go give it a try. Maybe you would have a different opinion than us, but if you do have a different opinion, make sure to come back to this video and comment.
If you're a Mani Ratnam fan, with that, this is Maruti Acharya.
A Mani Ratnam fan.
Inime naam to rang raha hai.
Hey, no, enough.
You're
I'm
watching
tired of
India
that.
Today.
Yeah, and I'm Sanjay Ponappa.